What's going on, guys? I'm Jay the Black. Shout out to everybody that's tuning in. I want to respond to this video clip I came across from DJ Vlad. He interviewed Crunchy Black from 3 6 Mafia. It's been a while since I've heard from anything but Crunchy Black, but he was doing this interview, and yes, he was a bit lit. He actually looked like he was drinking during the interview. And there's this 2-minute video clip that is this is classic, okay? And this makes me want to see more interviews from Crunchy Black. He was speaking about Quavo and Saweetie. Y'all know I've spoken about that situation and how I feel like they have been trying to paint Quavo as the bad guy in this situation, even though you had Saweetie doing some questionable and saying some questionable things. There was talk that he repoed her car. I'm starting to believe it because apparently she got a new car, which basically says, yeah, it was repoed. It was repoed. And Quavo even basically confirmed it in a snippet in a song that he repoed that car. But I think that he was trying to also save her the embarrassment at the time. But now I don't think he cares. And so DJ Vlad was asking Crunchy about that situation, and he talked about how, you know, Quavo was smart to not spend a whole bunch of money on that car. He basically leased it, you know. And there's this guy, Moneybagg Yo. He bought this other rapper, Moneybagg Yo. Side note, he bought his girlfriend Ari an expensive car. I hope he's leasing that too, because if that relationship goes south and you paid a whole bunch of money for that car, you're gonna look like a complete idiot. But be that as it may, they were talking about this situation. He basically said, and I will say this about Quavo. I can honestly say that the media and everybody else have tried to paint Quavo as the bad guy, and they do that nowadays, right? They always want to paint the men these days as the bad guy to elevate the other woman. I mean, here you have Saweetie, who they're trying to elevate. They're trying to promote her music. They got her performing at the Jake Paul Ben Askren fight, where she performed horribly to the point to where now she's talking about going to artist boot camp. I mean, she even knows that she's not ready. But you got all these people trying to act like they support her for her music. No, you supported her because she was an attractive female to y'all and she was dating Quavo. Y'all wouldn't have given her the time of day if she wasn't with Quavo. Let's just keep it real. Once these guys dump these women or break up with these women, a lot of these women are forgotten about. You don't really hear from them. No one really cares what they have going on. Look at their engagement. Unless they go full-blown attention seeking, you don't really hear much from them. Saweetie is the type of female that gained a lot of her traction due to who she was with, but she wasn't ready to be on her own. She wasn't ready to be a solo act. It would not surprise me if she ends up crawling back to Quavo. It really wouldn't. But also, in the interview, Crunchy said that Saweetie was a typical B. You know, Crunchy says she is basically typical at best. Typical at best. You know, I saw a comment where somebody said that Saweetie's mom may have been in a 3 6 music video. I don't know if that's true or not. Y'all can let me know. You see, one thing about Crunchy, he reminds me of the guys I knew growing up. Just didn't care, spoke their mind. You know, Crunchy knows, he can tell. A lot of these guys, especially these older cats, you know, they've dealt with women for years. Not just these modern women. They've dealt with women from the early 2000s, 90s, 80s. You know, they know women. They really do. And they know how to read these women in situations very well. And he sees Saweetie as typical at best. He doesn't see anything special in her. But you got some of these other people that will look at her and they will see something special. Why? Because she's all dolled up. She's the girlfriend of Quavo. Because once she's no longer the girlfriend of Quavo, once she's no longer pursuing music, because honestly, I don't know how long we're going to see Saweetie making music. Because she's already starting to, you know, sort of back away from music like that and this music career, because a lot of people, especially like Saweetie, for years they've gotten by due to their looks or who they dated, and they wanted to be in the music industry, but they're not willing to put the work in. You have to put the work in. It's not easy. You can't just break up with somebody and then all of a sudden get this major push from the industry when you're not ready for it mentally, when your heart isn't in it. I don't think Saweetie's heart is in it. That is why she's talking about going to an artist boot camp. You even have Meg Thee Stallion talking about she's taking a quote unquote break. You got females that want to be famous, but they don't want to actually put the work in music wise. So they have to connect themselves to an artist or a pro athlete, right? In order to build themselves up. Look at Lamar Odom's ex, Sabrina Parr. She was pretty much a nobody. She was just she's an average chick on social media trying to build their platform. And once she got with Lamar, got a little notoriety, she broke up with him. Now you see her on the beach with rappers, or you see her in the club with singers. That's the lifestyle she wants. They can get on social media. Now, this is women who are a little bit older. They have children, right? They're single mothers. But now they're getting attention from the men that they want, and they're showing you who they truly are. And Crunchy sees women like that all the time. He sees Saweetie as somebody like that. They will say they won't have passion for the music or being in the industry, but they're just another female trying to get with a rich rapper. Don't really want to necessarily put the work in. Now, he also said this that I thought was hilarious. He said that the Dizzic is more important or just as important as the box. Okay. He says that just as women can sell their box, men can sell their Dizzic. Now, again, Crunchy is old school. Crunchy knows that a lot of these hobo males maneuver to get with this woman and that woman by using the Dizzic. Okay? That's how these women who are so-called educated, have careers, they allow themselves to get in relationships with men who literally bring nothing to the table except Dizzic. That's all they're bringing to the relationship. And Crunchy knows that. That's why Crunchy was able to say this. And I'm telling you, a lot of these guys understand these women and understand that if you are plowing her the right way, she's going to give you the opportunity to be with her. She's going to become obsessed with you. And I think that nowadays you're seeing it more and more, right? You have a lot of women who claim that they can't find the men that they want. It's because they're looking in the wrong direction. They're trying to change a guy based off of what he does in the bedroom. He brings nothing else to the relationship, but they're trying to fix that. And that never happens. If a guy isn't motivated, self-motivated, he's never going to be motivated. Now, Crunchy also said that women are in his DMs. Say whatever you want about Crunchy. I've seen some people making some jokes about Crunchy. He said there are women that I believe it. I can believe it, one, because he's an old school rapper, 3-6 Mafia, but he's an older guy who has, he has some wisdom, and he's a guy who's real. He's not fake. He's not fraudulent. He's not telling these women what they want to hear. He's calling them all types of B's and this, that, but that doesn't scare them off, because there's a lot of women who are used to that. They're used to being talked to the way that Crunchy is talking to them. They're used to that. I don't care how sophisticated she is. I don't care how many degrees she got. There are women out here who are used to being talked to a certain way. They can get on social media and talk about, why are these men saying the B word here and there? You go and listen to her boyfriend talk to her. He's saying all types of B words and this, that, and he's saying all types of things that, they will normally, outside of the situation, they'll say, oh, that's bad, but look who you're dating. You're a hypocrite. You see guys like Crunchy, they can read through women, especially these modern women. These modern women, it's harder and harder for them to hide who they truly are. Now, in regards to Saweetie, I don't know where her career goes, to be honest with you. I don't know where it's going, but it's not getting off to a good start. And she has, and people, and I have had people tell me that they are a fan of her music, and they have been a fan of her music for a couple of years. I have to chuckle at that, because if you are a fan of her music, then how come one, when it's time to perform, she ain't ready? She's talking about, now she could have been, joking, but why do you need to go to an artist boot camp again? What's the need for that? You either are ready or you're not. Your looks can only get you but so far. You see, guys like Crunchy can read through women like Saweetie. He can look at her looks and her body and say, you know what, I've had tons of women that look like her, or even better than her. There's nothing special there. She's typical. She's a typical bag chasing female, and there's really nothing special about her. And that's exactly why a lot of women like this are single and they can't keep a man, is because they don't know and understand thyself, and don't realize that the more they go out here seeking attention for their physical, the more men are just going to use them for that and move on to a woman who actually has self-respect. Now, you will have women that will say, well, y'all don't want the women who are self-respecting. Y'all don't want the women who are more, they tone down as far as what they put on social media. That's incorrect. Look at the wives of pro athletes. Look at the wives of politicians. Look at the wives of actors. Their wives are not saying not all, because you do got those that do, but a lot of these guys, look at the businessmen. Look at the guys who own businesses, companies. Their wives are not on social media twerking. And don't you want to be a wife? Unless you want to be somebody's concubine. You want to be somebody's side piece. If that's what you want, then just say that. Stop getting on social media pretending like you want a monogamous relationship, when we all know that's totally not what you want.